What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of GLE. Folks, we got a couple different show formats here. Today, got an awesome interview for you. Super pumped. We've been doing interviews, a lot more interviews here in 2023. Sometimes I'll hop on and do what we call a real truth, where I'll just share some of my thoughts on development I've been working on in my personal development journey and things that you might want to seek out on your own, because we're truth seekers here at GLE, and we know the listeners are too. So that's the two show formats we're doing right now, interviews and real truth. Today, got an awesome interview for you. This show only grows by word of mouth. So if you get value out of the show today, share it out, share it with somebody you know, follow, subscribe, rate it, review it, leave a comment, and, help somebody else who might need to hear this and might help them along in their journey. So as you go, share the show. Today, I am really excited. I'm joined by the founder of the company Monaco Yachting Agency. They build yachts, charter yachts, construct yachts, manage yachts. She has 10 years experience with building yachts, believe it or not. I've never met anybody who's been this close to what most people think of as, the billionaires and super billionaires of the world who have these incredible vessels. And I'm just super excited. She's built projects at shipyards in Holland and Germany, and she's owned her own company, Monaco Yachting Agency, now for 10 years. And sometimes our camera dog Moose makes a cameo on the show. But I'm so excited, and Moose is too, to have Oxana Fesik. Welcome to GLE.
Hi, everybody, and thanks to Phil inviting me here. That's really cool. I'm first time in this kind of interview, and I'm very excited to talk to all of you guys.
Yeah, really. We're excited to have you. So, Oxana, obvious question starting out. How in the world did you get into building yachts and now owning your own yachting agency?
If you ask me this question, honestly, I have no idea how that could happen. I never dream about yachts. I never even heard about yachts when I started. I only knew what kind of lifestyle I want. And I knew exactly where I was from and where I want to be. Was always my vision and my dream. Since I was 3 years old, honestly. I was born in Siberia, in Russia, and was far away from the yachts. And honestly, you can call yachts, but my job is mega yachts. I construct mega yachts. Mega yachts is everything what's bigger than 50 meters. So it goes 130 meters, wherever, like 300 feet, yeah, in a US language. So I was born in Siberia in a very poor family, in a time when was ending of communism time, wherever, or nothing, nobody had. The reality where I was born showing me total limitations. Everybody must be the same. Everybody must be dressed the same. Everybody eat the same. Mm-hmm. And honestly, it was cold. It was ugly for me. And since I was trying to start to really see myself, I just asked questions like, what I am doing here, really. Mm-hmm. And I remember I find a little picture where was beautiful sun, beautiful beach, beautiful ocean. And I ran to my mom, which was always busy, always struggling with the job, with everything. And I showed her this picture. I said, Mom, I want to live here. This is my reality. This is where I want to be. Why I see under this window and I don't see that ocean, I don't see that nothing. Now I am in the villa in front of the ocean in Dubai. So this is my reality now, which I created honestly at 3 years old. Wow. I remember when I ended up living in Miami. It was, I think I was 22. I just moved there. I don't know how. I took a ticket and moved. That's it. Moved without nothing. And being without nothing, but being spiritual already, yeah, I already understood my power, that whatever I want, I get it. This was my power, which I recognized. This is most important. So I was renting some apartment with another my friends, and on the beach, I remember I was thinking, I saw this beach, and I remember that picture which I saw and showed to my mom at 3 years old. And I saw, wow, I'm here. I'm already there. I'm already living in my dream. Now what I want again, like how I want to play this game after, what I have to do. So honestly, it was just starting. I didn't know that good English, but I started to learn. I started to do a lot of things. And I was thinking maybe I should be a real estate broker or something like that. So I started to do this little. I really was bored. And honestly, in my life, everything what I do and it's bored me, I cannot do. I cannot force myself to do something what I am bored, what I am not enjoying.
Yeah.
This is my nature since I was 3 years old. And after, I was just thinking very deep, you know, I was dreaming, okay, what I like beach, I like sun, I like nice things, I like luxury, actually. It's not that I am, I cannot be in a poor environment. Yes, I was living there. I survived, right? I didn't die. I survived. But I want luxury. I want this kind of beautiful life, which I saw in the movie and this and that. How I will end up that, I don't know. But that's what my vision. I spoke honestly to my divine, to my reality, to my consciousness, whatever you say. And next day, believe you or not, I was born. I wake up in my apartment and just went outside on the terrace, and I saw beautiful, beautiful yacht show. And every yacht, which was not yesterday there, arrived. It was a Miami boat show.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, why don't I go and see what is really a luxury, real luxury, right? I've never been on a yacht. I don't know nothing about this. Why not? So I just dressed and go across the street, and I'm already there. I walk in, and some friends, which become friends after, they stop me and say, "Oh, are you Russian?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Do you want to see our yacht?" I said, "Yeah, why not? Show me." And so it was a 45-meter beautiful yacht. I went inside, I look around, I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. And I asked these guys how much it cost. They said, this one is not for sale. This is only for charter per week. And I remember they told me $220,000 per week this yacht cost, which really blew out my mind, because I thought if I have, I don't know, at least 200,000, I will buy some kind of studio and whatever, you know, that was my limitation in my mind. But here people pay just for 1 week, 220,000. So I was very curious, and this guy said, are you Russian? You know that right now we're starting to have too many Russian clients. And we really need somebody like you who speak Russian, who understand a little bit mentality. We need your help. Do you need a job? You know, like this. They just offer like that. I said, yes, but I will not stay in the office. I said, I can travel. I can represent your company. I can bring you clients, because I already knew a lot of people from Russia, which, you know, after became a billionaires, oligarchs. But that time, everybody was just the same, like business, just a businessman, businesswoman, whatever. So I knew already a few of them, and they said, okay, let's do it. Let's start. So like this, I ended up in the Mega Yacht business. Of course, I had to learn a lot. I had to learn everything from A to Z. I knew nothing what is stabilizer system? What is this? What is that? How it's moving? How fast it's moving? What is the grossage storage? Everything I had to know. But in the same time, I was believing this. For me, it was a game, really. I never took it seriously, and it was always just a game. Like this, my first deal was I sold 50-meter yacht in 3 months after I started to work. And it was a lady in blue, I remember. I just like the name, honestly. I knew nothing about this
Indian
yacht.
blue?
Lady in blue.
Lady in blue.
Yeah, I love the name. And I text to all my, whatever who I knew. It was no WhatsApp, by the way, in that time.
Yeah.
There was no WhatsApp, no like Instagram, nothing, no Facebook, not yet. It all became later. So it was just normal phone with the, point. I text everybody who I knew in Russia. I said, hey guys, I started to do yacht business. If you want anything, charter or sell or buy or build, contact me, like that.
Wow.
And people started, somebody have fun on me, like, oh my God, what are you doing? Just relax, go on the beach and relax. You blonde, stupid girl, And somebody said, oh, okay, interesting. Come to Moscow, fly to Moscow, and we're gonna talk. Like this, everything happened. Wow. And the deal, Lady in Blue, was, I remember, 35 million euro. And I received my first commission. I remember how I was feeling.
Well, yeah, what's commission like on 35 million euro?
Around 10%.
Oh my goodness. There you go.
It was not bad.
That'd be life-changing for someone from a poor Siberian town, huh?
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was very, very interesting, and that's how we started, this kind of luxury life. Monaco, sure. Miami, between Miami and Monaco, I was living like that.
Wow.
And I was on, you can name it, every mega yacht on the planet, I was inside almost.
Wow.
In few days, like for example, in 3 days, I'm going to Oman. Between you guys, don't tell nobody, but because this is secret. I'm going to see one of the royalty there, Sultan Oman. He's the owner of the Mega Yacht, which is 145 meter.
Wow.
So hopefully he give me as a broker to my brokerage company for sale.
Yeah. Wow. You said something, Oxana, like so interesting to me, and it's something I think I'm just starting to kind of wake up from, is like playing this game and not taking yourself so seriously.
Yes.
I think for a lot of my life, I took myself so seriously. And, is that a fear-based mentality? I mean, what in your mind, what caused you to play it as a game? Is it faith? Is it trust in the divine? Is it what?
I remember that moment, Imagine you are 22. You end up in another country, which you don't know much, right? You don't know even language too much. And you are in the mega yachts business, in some kind of yachts, which you know zero about. So you becoming a little bit like, you have two choices: to become super stressful about, or just take it, the opportunity, and play this game, because you have to. I was honestly pretending, right?
You probably felt like that, right?
Until it's happening, you pretend, yes, you know everything about the yacht. And after on the meeting, I called to my boss, he's asking this question, he's asking that question. I know nothing, about that. But honestly, I was very open. That's my, nature. I'm very open to the reality, to opportunities, and just taking. But I remember when it started, the situation like you explained, when reality become too serious. That's actually environment making you. That's my boss starting to make me like that. He starting comparison. That's our problem. We are not acting from the cooperation, but from the comparison. He's starting to, I remember asked me to come to his office and sit and very serious like this. You see how competitive, they closed 3 yachts and we only one. This is bad. We must do it better. We must do that. I remember that American, like boss kind of thing.
Sounds
and
familiar.
he started pressing me. So that lightness is starting to go away, honestly. And as soon my lightness, when I feel light, when I feel alive, when I feel playful, is going away when everything collapsing. In my life, as a woman, everything is starting collapsing, because that's how every businesswoman, for example, it's much difficult for them, right? When they end up to that kind of difficult and very business reality, and this billionaire sitting and looking at you like, so what you knew you can tell me, and you're starting to be very like, yes, this is that. You're starting to play that game which they telling you to play, and you become serious, you become more close, you becoming too comparative, and that's it. The game is finished. And what is starting to be in my life, everything collapse. Collapse my business, like I stopped closing deals, collapse my hands, starting to be suffering. And honestly, that exactly suffering bring me to my very, very serious and long spiritual journey.
Interesting. When was this in your career? Like, were you 10 years in? Were you?
No, it was just few years, like maybe 2 years or something. 2 years I was enjoying, 1.5, whatever. Everything is coming like that. And when everybody starting to press you, honestly, in the office was jealousy. Why she's not from 8 to 8 in the office? Why she's doing whatever she wants? Why she's in Monaco? All these kind of things. All these people limit on you. When inside the company started to be a concurrent between comparison between each other. It was one of the Russian secretary. She was just a job secretary. And when she saw me, I'm like also Russian and I closing deals. She think, okay, I can do it also, And so she's starting to steal the clients. She's starting make some bullshit on the back, and everything slowly starting to collapse. And bringing you to the biggest suffering, suffering in the way of, well, no matter what you do, but nobody appreciate that. And you are still not awakened, because when you're awakening, when awakening is really happening to you, 100%, you really don't care who and what speaking about you. You don't care. But when you're still in this kind of matrix situation, right? When everything is attack you.
That's so interesting. Another thing you mentioned, the environment, and how, you were just talking about how being in that environment kind of causes you to can influence you to be fearful and lose that playfulness. And you also mentioned your reaction to 220,000 a week to rent that yacht. And I feel like, our environment is such a big part of who we are. And I think we hear it growing up. You are the product of the 5 people you're closest to, or, be careful who you hang around. You're going to become like your friends. And I think we hear it, but we don't really believe it or think that it influences us so much, because we still spend time with all sorts of people we probably really don't want to be like. And then, when it comes to just money scale, for instance, right? Like I was talking to a guy this week I saw him post online, hey, if you're only making 30 or 40 or 50,000 a year, just think about this, 100,000 a year isn't that much these days. And I commented on it with an inflation calculator from 1980. And it just showed how in 1980, $100,000 is the same as like $360,000 today. And I just commented, 30,000 a month isn't that much money today either. Right. And then some guys commented in like, hey, I never thought like that. And then I've heard other people say, $900,000 is six figures too, right? As opposed to people that are like, oh,
You
I
know
make
what?
six figures, right?
Also, what is the biggest problem, which coming from the metrics and from the environment and from everything what you hear, that money, right? You mentioned 200,000, 300,000. Sometimes I saw people expanding to so much bigger state and they make very small money, but reality is coming for them. They find a beautiful house for less money, but because their reality inside their mind is so expanding, they don't need really 100,000 or 2 million or whatever. And I met billionaires, right? Like my clients only billionaires. It's a 0.0001% of the population, right? It's the biggest billionaires of the planet. It's a royal families in Arabic countries, right? They are expanding to billions, right? And you see them sometimes, and there are so much limitation. And you know what is the worst? What I saw in that people, they stop in see beauty. Sometimes he is walking on the yacht with me, and he asked me, "Do you think it's beautiful?" Like he don't understand it's beautiful or not.
Wow.
Because only one reason why he buying this yacht, because to impress somebody, to use this to invite more billionaires, more like, I don't know, like him or somebody like him, to be inside that kind of environment, right? To show off, right? And sometimes you see people like, for me, this reality, when I started to have myself and my spiritual journey, I end up in India. After being with all these billionaires, with all this luxury bling bling life, mega yachts, crystals, champagne, whatever, all these things, just in the middle of these things, I totally lost myself in such deep suffering. And I look at the girls and the guys, they really enjoy that. They party, they bling bling, but they enjoy it. Me, I couldn't enjoy it. I'm like, always ask to myself question, okay, is that their life? Like, what is that next? Okay, I have few millions on my account. I don't need to worry about money. I can travel. I can do whatever. I always first class, business class. I always in private jets because my clients are rich, right? So you are in that environment is becoming normal for you, right? All these billionaires, all these people. But in the same time, around all this thing, I don't feel anything. Like I'm becoming like a glass, Like I don't feel feelings. I don't feel anything. And then, it's bring me when you starting to ask this kind of question to matrix, to this reality, honestly, always arrive the real teacher, the real or the divine itself, or something that kind of things, which try starting to pull you out from that and really give you the way, which I saw it myself. It was like something calling me. I ended up to India. I remember when I come out from my business class, wherever, Emirates Airline or wherever it was, very luxury plane. I end up in India. I step out from the airport. I was like, what I am doing here? It was like, oh my God, it was so dirty. It was all this mix around.
Wow.
All these whatever smells and everything, and you feel like, oh my God, what to do, how to survive. But I thought to myself, okay, if I end up here, I need to go through. And when I remember I was in that bus or something on the way to my guru, to my teacher. And I look around, I look in the window from the bus, I look left, I look right. I saw only poor people. Materialistically poor. What we say poor, right? What you and me think is poor. But in the same time, I feel something. they're all like happy. They see me, they jump.
Mm.
They're ready to jump to this bus, to say hello to whatever language they are speaking. Their eyes is shining. Everything is like, ah, like that. I remember that was like, what is going on? Is something wrong? So all my life, I wanted that, where I end up, and didn't bring me happiness.
Right.
And I am here in a poor bus, like you think it's going to be collapse in any second. But I look around and I see all these amazing people, you know, they are so blissful in their eyes. So I end up, and first time when I saw my teacher, I asked this question. I said, I want to be like them. He said, they want to be like you. No, I want to be like them. I said, yes, I need this happiness. I need that joy. I need that real reality in my life, you know, because you're losing this.
Right. Yeah. You mentioned stop. It happens to these billionaires where they stop seeing beauty. Yeah. And it sounds like it's when they start focusing on what other people think. Is it that they're not grateful? They lose that gratitude? What do you think that is? Because King Solomon, you know, one of the wisest kings of all time, he talks about everything being vanity, right? He achieved all these things, and you know, he did it all. And when he got to the end, it was kind of like you were talking about. It's like it's all just vanity. It didn't really mean anything to him. And he talks about how the only happiness we can find is eating and drinking at the end of a hard day's work. Right. And I don't know, is he right? Is he off? What do you think?
The best can happen to you, the realization that the materialistic life, whatever money, not gonna make you happy. That you are the most happy human being if it's happening to you sooner than later. I mean, later when you already have your last days to live, right? Almost everybody realized that. If they are not dying by accident, right, from the car accident or whatever. But if you are living your life till the end, when you always will realize your last days, that basically, what is it about? I mean, what is the matter, all these zeros in my account? Right. Which actually can disappear any moment, right? Because they created a new CBDC, whatever, you know.
CBDC. Some people might not know what that is. What is that, Oksana?
You don't know?
I know. Central bank digital currency. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Because they want to take your behavior to that also. It's will money, not just money for instrument for living the life, you know, because I believe money is an instrument to expand, to play, and to live your life. That's the only money. I don't give them priority. I don't give them something higher in my life. This is just my instrument. I'm taking every day when I need it, right? If I don't need it, I go to the grass, it's free. I go to the beach, it's free, right? I jump to my water, it's free. Right. But when I need it, I use it, finish. This is the only money for. The only problem with all this humanity right now, we make money too high, higher than us, you know? And it's all about how much. So what these people want to do, they want to take your behavior there. So limit your freedom. And you know, my company in Dubai now, Freedom Brokerage. For me, freedom is everything, right? Like, even I name in my companies now Freedom. Freedom is everything right now. This is your power. This is much more than any money and anything in this life, because your freedom as a spiritual being, right? To live and to die, especially, continue to be a spiritual, because anytime right now they give us so many position, you know, agendas where you can live that soul, right? That whatever you call your higher being, something which is never die, right? Which is inside your body, which I can go even more beyond that, because I don't even feel my body as my body. It's just function by itself. But when you understand that basically you can lose any moment. So this kind of thing they're creating, CBDC, it's all about losing your freedom and losing your soul, your behavior as a human being. Why you was born here? This is the main question you have to ask yourself. Just to make money? Just to make these children around and put them in that matrix and make them suffer the same way to war? And all this, like, it must be stopped, really.
Uh-oh, GLE, we're getting some red pills today. These are some real bombs coming from Oxana. Y'all, if you're not already, go follow Oxana Fesik, OXANA FESIK. She is on Instagram, Oxana_MC Yachting. And you can visit her website, Monaco Yachting Agency.com. Oxana, I didn't think we were going to go here today, but you have some really incredible worldly wisdom. I say worldly just because it seems like you've probably had some world experience that many, maybe face on sort of a smaller scale. But I know everyone is very focused on politics and what's going on in the world right now. People talk about recessions and depressions coming and all this stuff, right? And we were just talking about central bank digital currency, so I wasn't necessarily going to go here, but given your history with Russia and everything going on, do you have any perspective on the world dynamics right now? And what can people be doing to keep their mind right in this environment?
About Russia and, for example, Ukraine, right? What's going on?
It could be the Ukraine thing, whatever. I didn't know if you had any perspective from the world that would be worth hearing over here in the United States.
I am half Ukrainian and half Russian. Exactly. My father is Ukrainian, my mother Russian. So this is so crazy what's going on, because we are the same people.
Right.
And honestly, there are no other people. When you start to live abroad, you start live in this country, in that country, you see just human being.
Right.
That's the only way to end all agendas. All agendas, all politician manipulation, which they just do, and why everybody's speaking about recession and this, because they influence you to speak and give this energy. Without your energy, nothing can happen. The work cannot happen. Nothing can happen. Only us give that energy to manifest, right? Only us give this energy to end our cash, right?
Now you're really talking about the matrix, Oxana.
Yeah, this is a reality, really. If all of us realize that, me, all who is listening you, they contact you, feel what we can do. Let's do something about that, right? Let's get together. Let's just end it. Let's create our world. I am living in my world, no matter what happens. Even if the bomb will be outside of my whatever window, my world is totally, it's like orgasmic world, right? Nothing can take my attention from my divine, from my well-being, and from my consciousness, This is most important. And what is important, Phil, you just spoke in the beginning of the environment, right? Very important, what is the environment. How that works, actually. I just give you a secret instrument, which you got only if you are 10 years with your guru and meditate and everything. When you get this secret, this is the main secret. Remember, everybody, have thoughts, right? Thoughts are coming and going. Everybody thinks I am thinking, right? It's my thoughts. It's coming through me, through my serious thinking. But honestly, thoughts arriving and going only, for example, you are going to some party, and before you are preparing for your party, you're like excited, you feel good, you're dressing up, you coming, you arrive, and certainly you feel something sad, something happening, your mood is changed. Why? Because someone sat in that party. Because their thoughts is so strong, their emotions so strong, it's just coming through you. Through you. Then our problem, what is our problem? We are catching these thoughts and we are creating them as it's my thoughts. If everybody will start to realize that all these thoughts is just coming and going, and when you're starting to see really these thoughts, like on a screen, and you can choose today, this morning I want that, this morning I want that, this I don't want, like this, that will be the real, when we can say that you becoming like a god to create your own reality. Very easy. But yes, what you eat, with whom you are around, with whom you're sleeping, what is around you, in which country you are, everything, attack, depend what kind of thoughts you are.
Very interesting.
If you eat and killing animals, when this kind of thoughts you are, aggression, right? Because this is the last thoughts of that animal, right? And which you eat. And after you got thoughts, aggression. I want to kill somebody. I want to fight with somebody, like that. So to end all, we need to start really conscious human beings to be.
Is that when everybody's talking about energy these days? Are thoughts just energy? Is that the same sort of thing, or is that different?
No, energy is something different. Energy could be high and could be low. To have a high energy, you need really concentrate on making your consciousness higher. Yeah. How to make it? By food, by some exercise, by thinking, be with yourself, meditate, and everything. So that making your vibrations and your consciousness expanding to the high energy, to the high level, until you are, me, for example, I am 45, right? 45 years old. But when I go to the doctor on someone, nobody believes it. Because I take care what I put into my mouth, to my body. I take care what creams I use. Everything must be organic. Especially you in US, this is the most important for your water. Whatever water you drink, because all your water with fluoride, and fluoride makes your vision, right? That vision center totally calcium.
Right.
And after that, your energy is always low. Your energy is always like on the lower level. You cannot think big, right?
It's crazy. It's hard, in the US, it's hard to get rid of that stuff. I mean, I haven't had fluoridated water in over a decade now, probably. And I don't even shower in it anymore. I have a filter on my home, so I don't shower in it because it'll come right through your skin, right? So even people that don't drink it, they bathe in it every day, right?
It's terrible, really.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Sometimes, at least on the physical level, you can make, as you said, filter and everything. This is just the smallest first thing. After everything is inside us. Our body is such an amazing instrument. Our consciousness is such an amazing being, let's say, because for me, it's like something separate, and it's like so smart. It knows exactly what to do. It knows exactly how to get you there, right? And as soon as you high vibration, when nothing can attack you, no virus, whatever they created, no money things, nothing. Like you will be untouchable human being. This is amazing.
It's incredible, Oksana. You're sharing some amazing mindset. I think folks listening are getting a ton out of this. I know I am. It's pretty incredible how we got connected, and I'm glad you're so open and generous to come on and share with us, because
I saw your consciousness eyes through your videos. Yeah, I can feel it.
Well, good. I think I've struggled. And I'll just talk about some of the challenges I've had in my growth journey, because I feel like over the last couple of months I've really made some breakthroughs, and one of them is just that you mentioned it earlier. You stop caring what other people think, and it sounds harsh, and it sounds, I don't know, rude, or people think you're arrogant or prideful, and it's really not that. How would you describe that mentality of getting to a place where you really are so confident. It's a confidence in who you are, your identity. What would you call it? And how would you describe that to people?
I remember when I really care what they think about me, and I try to be nice.
Right.
They call me arrogant, and they call me whatever I was, something, whatever. But when you, it's just, you meet yourself, really. For me, this journey of all the spiritual things, it's actually meet yourself, because we do everything else, but not meeting ourselves. And as soon you know yourself, and I'm like, hello, Oxana, it's you. Wow. When you see yourself first, of course, before awakening, you see, oh my God, I'm the worst human being on the planet. How I even live like this? How I am able to speak with people? It's better I don't know, jump from the 20th floor and it's over, because you cannot handle yourself. You see every truth about yourself, right?
Right.
And when you see the truth about yourself, right? You kind of, it's something happening. It's something boom, like expansion of like, wow, yeah, it's me. So what? Yes, I'm the worst person on the planet. Yeah, that's cool. But nobody else like me. I'm unique. I'm like that. And you turning that opinions to yourself to real unconditional love. And when you starting to feel yourself unconditionally love, you starting like, I'm so nice, I'm so good, because I never can, for example, some people say I'm beautiful, I am whatever nice, but I never can accept myself. Even I was working as a model, whatever, but I thought, oh my God, everybody else beautiful, me, I'm so ugly. What is this? How, like all these things, not accepting myself was around me. And when you start in that kind of reverse unconditional love to yourself, you feel like, oh my God. You wake up and you're like, I'm alive. I am the best person on the planet. Oh my God. You're starting to have like goddess kind of feeling about yourself when you're starting to have unconditional love to other people. And not only love, but also, how to say, I forgot that word, that compassion, right? Important, compassion. Because before I thought I'm care about others, but it was all about me. It was all about what this guy will think about me if I say no, and when I am like bad person. And now, yes, I can say no. If I don't feel this person need help, I can say no.
Right. So it's more about you, what you care about the other person, not what they think about you.
It's not about care even. It's coming through you, unconditionally.
Yeah.
There is somebody in front of you, and you feel so connect, and you feel so compassion. You are like, you're ready to give your life to this person, And some person you meet and you see it's totally ego, and it's not about you judge. You just feel it. He need to pass this lesson, and you don't need to interact these lessons. So basically, you started to act not through your mind, but through your real being. Like, who are you? Right. And my question to you, for example, before our conversation, you started to speak that you still working, because I see like your work and that what you do is amazing. You connect people, and honestly, I feel and see your future that is going to be much more. It's going to be billion people on your podcast and everything. It's your mission. It's like you, right? It's totally you, 100%. But why are you still working on that corporate job? Are you enjoying, and especially oil gas company? Like, do you have fun there?
There are some great people that I work with, believe it or not. And my wife and I work together in our corporate environment.
Okay.
And we have our baby girl Aria Rose, and she's 2 years old, by the way. Do you have kids?
No.
No kids?
But adapt. I have adopted guy, boy.
Oh, do you?
It,
Wow.
yeah,
Good for
from
you.
from my brother, but we didn't know he exists. The girl,
Wow.
he ended up to the kids shelter, wherever, and we find him
Yeah.
when he was 13.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
cool.
you know, why am I working my job? When I got out of my university, all I ever wanted to be was an engineer that worked in energy.
Okay.
That's all I ever wanted to be. And then 10 years went by and I still enjoyed my job, but I started to ask, and I think it was like your experience. You feel that calling. Did you call it a calling? Something was pulling you. I
Mm-hmm.
felt I felt called to do more, and I knew I was meant to do more than just impact one company.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just knew it was on my heart to do more. And so
Yeah.
the last 3 years has really been an adventure,
Yeah.
Oksana. So who knows what the future holds, but I know I'm confident that it
It
holds a
will
whole
be
lot
big
more.
future. For you will be big future.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank
That's
you so
great.
much, Oksana, for coming on. I got to ask you the last question
Yes.
because I know you're going to have some great wisdom to share. One of the reasons I started the podcast was one to create that environment, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
tired of being in other environments that other people created and constantly being pressured and pulled and frustrated. And I decided, hey, nothing's stopping me from creating my own environment and culture of leaders all around the world
Yeah.
where, we can change the world. So that was part of it. And then another part was I thought it would be so cool to be able to see conversations of my grandparents, my great grandparents. All I've got is a photograph, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got all this technology. Who knows who might see Oksana and Phil talking sometime, 3, 4, 5 generations down the road. If you had one thing you would want to share that could impact those future generations, what would you leave them with today?
Start. We all of us need to start to create this future today already. We need to go from the comparison to the cooperation, right? Like we need to understand that we are not separate human beings. We all connected. Everything is connected. If something is collapsing in one place, in another collapsing too. So maybe if we don't realize it today is like a last call, honestly, as a spiritual being, as a being can see the future, can feel the future. It could be the last day and our future people will never see us, So this is really serious in a matter of to realize that basically I can have fun about everything else, right? Every question you ask me, but this is very deep question that your children, your maybe not will see their children,
Mm-hmm.
because everything can end today. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know because the way we are moving right now, the way of humanity is I don't even know how to explain that, right? Of
Mm-hmm.
all this egoistic situation, it's all
Mm-hmm.
about my, more, right?
Mm-hmm.
These 6 words, right? More, my.
Right.
This is collapsing,
Mm-hmm.
the whole planet is collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
We are manipulating of the freedom. We are manipulating of our real spiritual growth. That's why we are here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no other reason. There is reason to play some games, but if you don't realize this is just a game, but the main reason is save the planet and honestly save the whole humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And you and me, we cannot do anything for them, but at least if someone will hear this message when he switch off, our broadcast and just close their eyes and start see them, their emotion, what exactly they feel right now, who they hate today, what kind of toast they want. Oh, Russia need to collapse, or this need to collapse. Let them bomb, let them this. You know, a lot of people talking like this. And a lot of people right now are so tired from everything. So they just say, oh, let's end the war, right? Let's just push the button and end the war. This is what, you know, a lot of people think. But honestly, that's not going to be the end. It's the more hell is starting from our beautiful planet. We end up, we don't know where. So that's what my message, and really feel. I hope everybody will listen and start to think about themselves, like what they are and why they are here, because this is main questions today.
I love it, Oxana. Thank you for joining me, folks. You heard some knowledge bombs and wisdom bombs from Oxana today. Go follow her. She's on Instagram, OXANA_MC Yachting, or Monaco Yachting Agency.com. Thank you, Oxana. This has been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. And last thing, if someone interested about this kind of, you know, balancing of business and spiritual life and everything, I invite them to my course also, which I created. It's called Business in the New Reality. And welcome to everybody. That will be great, because you will expand from the poverty to the really unlimited things.
Awesome. Well, if you're interested in that, reach out to Oxana. And if you're in the GLE network listening, as you go, lead everything.